inside Gaylord College here at the University of Oklahoma. I'm Abby Williams.
And I'm Britton Ross. We're ready to talk all things Sooner sports. We've got a packed show and a live studio audience.
That's right. And the first ever Crimson Combine is this Saturday. We'll have all the newcomers you need to know for Sooner football this spring.
Plus an exclusive in-studio interview with two members of the OU soccer team. Hear from a 4-year Sooner senior and a new transfer about her journey from Washington to the Sooner State.
Breakdown of the OU women's gymnastics squad's performance as they continue the road to the national championship. And over the weekend, the Sooners competed in the NCAA regionals, looking to secure a spot in the semifinals. Jordan Bowers was the star for OU, earning not one, not two, but 3 perfect 10s in one night, one on vault, bars, and floor. She wasn't the only Sooner to earn a perfect 10 that night. Faith Torres notched one on floor to earn her second perfect score of the weekend. The Sooners won the Seattle Regional with a 198.45 to earn their 15th straight NCAA regional title. And Jordan Bowers isn't slowing down.
I just felt a sense of freeness coming into tonight, and I really just, especially from day 1 to day 2, just really wanted to feel the freeness and just give my full confidence and just do my gymnastics, what I do every single day, and that's exactly what I did. Working more and more and more and just giving us full confidence and readiness to go to Fort Worth, and we're so excited and so blessed.
Having 5 perfect 10s in a single weekend is incredible. Head coach KJ Kindler definitely has her team competing at their best at the right time after winning their 15th straight NCAA regional title.
Yeah, Britton, that semifinal will be April 17th down in Fort Worth. Oklahoma will face off with Missouri, Florida, and Alabama. The top 2 scoring teams will go on to compete for the national championship on April 19th.
And the OU men's gymnastics squad won their 20th MPSF championship this weekend, beating Air Force, Cal, and just barely beating Stanford by less than a third of a point. But the Sooners forgot something on the way home. Yes, that is the conference championship trophy, and the Sooners left it in Colorado. Air Force's Sam Brown was able to help get the trophy to the parents of OU's Ignacio Yockers, and after 3 days, the trophy finally made it back to Norman this morning. And just like the trophy, it's all about the journey for the Sooners.
We really wanted to, just have a stronger bond with each other, and to do that, I think it was having some level of respect for every single one of the guys, and I think that each guy here on the team has a role to play, and they're really important.
Okay, so if the Sooners can beat Stanford in the MPSF championship, surely they can take down the Cardinal when they compete for the NCAA championships. They have about a week and a half to prepare. The national championships are April 18th and 19th in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Well, OU's beat Stanford twice this season and lost once, but there's a reason that the Cardinal have won the last 5 national championships, and let's hope they remember to bring the trophy home this time.
Thanks, Britton. And no shade from me about leaving things behind. I lose my phone about 100 times a day. Next up, we're taking you out to the ball game. We've got more Sooner sports coming to you right after the break. Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. Norman was a bit under the weather this weekend, but OU softball sure wasn't. On Thursday, OU took down St. Thomas 12-4. But the job wasn't done yet. The Sooners took on UCF Friday for the second day of the O'Connor Invitational. And it was Ella Parker that ran away with it, or swung away with it, I should say. Bottom of the third with bases loaded. Parker hits a grand slam. Pitchers Sam Landry and Audrey Lowry kept the Knights scoreless, earning their 9th shutout victory of the season, 6-0. Saturday's rematch with UCF was canceled due to weather. Now head coach Patty Gasso is looking to build off this performance.
What we've done this weekend has been quality, and it's really helping. We also can get a little bit of rest before we go into, I think this is our final midweek with OSU, and it's going to feel like a World Series game, especially being at Hall of Fame. And then we get a couple more days before we head to Alabama.
With a break from conference play, they should have been able to reset a bit after losing the Tennessee series. They'll head to Alabama this weekend, but not before a single game with Oklahoma State Wednesday night.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Bedlam matchup tomorrow. I wish they had a full series scheduled, but I'll take what I can get. It'll also be nice getting to play in Devon Park. Just a little preview of what the postseason should look like for the Sooners.
And as for OU baseball, they hosted number 7 LSU this weekend, and it was a clean sweep for the Tigers. It was a weekend to forget for the Sooners, but one to remember for LSU sophomore pitcher Cade Anderson. Thursday night, Anderson tossed a complete game shutout, only giving up 5 hits, only one of which was for extra bases, 2 walks with 14 strikeouts on 135 pitches. The Tigers made sure to celebrate with him after his accomplishment, and Anderson was named the SEC Pitcher of the Week, but OU head coach Skip Johnson is making sure that his team stays focused.
They could read all the social media, they can read all the stuff that all y'all say about all the stuff and feel sorry for themselves, sure. But it's a baseball game. That's what it is. It's about being selfless. It's about picking each other up. They battled. They fought to the bitter end. We didn't win the game, and that's part of what we're dealing with.
That's the first time OU has been swept in a conference series at L. Dale Mitchell Park since 2021. Now the Sooners have dropped from being ranked 10th to 19th, and right now they're playing Dallas Baptist here in Norman.
Well, Abby, they deserve to drop that far after getting swept by the Bayou Bengals, and you said it, they're down at L. Dale right now against Dallas Baptist, and it's 7-0 DBU in the top of the 4th inning. They already lost to DBU once this year, and it's going to be a challenge for the Sooners to try to pull this one out.
Well, let's take a look at Sooner football this spring. OU has just 4 days until the first ever Crimson Combine. Here's John Mateer, the big QB pickup from Washington State that Sooner fans are more than excited to see play. And if we haven't drilled it into you enough, he's coming to OU with Ben Arbuckle, the Sooners' newest offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. So even playing in a new place, Mateer has a sense of familiarity.
Me in my 3rd year in this offense, there's things that the quarterback can do to really enhance it, and you see someone on defense, you can change it to what I need to do, and that's good. First year quarterback is tough. Like when I first learned it, I didn't know all the gadgets that we have, and I saw Cam do it, and then I got to do it last year and do it again this year, so that helps. And then teaching everybody, like I know how it's supposed to look, and then there's film on how it's supposed to look, and I know exactly what game to go to show a receiver what it's supposed to look like, so it's good.
I know some fans might be a little bummed that there isn't a spring game this year, but this is looking to be the new norm moving forward. Besides, at least the Crimson Combine is going on, so fans can still watch Sooner football this spring.
Well, they're bummed because it's not an actual football game. It's basically just a pro day, but that doesn't mean that fans can't be excited about the on-field fan experiences that will happen after the Combine. And the college basketball season ended last night with Florida winning the national championship over Houston. But here on campus, Porter Mosher has been hard at work on the recruiting trail and keeping his players from entering the transfer portal. Porter has been able to get a couple of big contributors to come back for next season. Dale, Oklahoma native Dayton Forsyth and Alabama transfer Mo Wagi are just 2 of who are coming back for next year.
You said it, even though the men's basketball team's season's over, head coach Porter Mosher is still making moves. Announced yesterday, senior guard Nigel Pack from Miami is transferring to OU to play his last season as a Sooner. Last season, he averaged nearly 14 points and over 4 assists a game.
And Tay Davis is a 6'9" junior forward coming in from Notre Dame, where last year he averaged 15 points and 5 rebounds per game for the Fighting Irish, and he's a 46% field goal shooter on his career. And don't go anywhere, because when we come back, our very own Brooke Griggs has an exclusive in-studio interview with 2 members of the OU soccer squad. You won't want to miss it.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pod. It's time to take it over to the pitch because we're talking to 2 members of the OU soccer team, Hadley Morrell and Riley Brown. Hadley is a senior forward from Prosper, Texas. She had 4 goals and 4 assists last season.
And Riley is a senior defender who transferred in from Washington, where she started 19 games last year. She had a goal and 4 assists, but back in high school, she broke her school's single-season record and career scoring record with 60 goals. Brooke, take it away.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining us. OU Soccer's kicked off their spring games. I was wondering, what improvements have you seen since the regular season, or what skills have you been working on, and how has it been fitting into this new team? Hadley?
First of all, just a lot of new girls on the team. It's great to see everyone start to come together, and through these spring games, we've all been able to do that and learn how each other play, so we'll be prepared for the fall.
That's great. And then how has it been performing with this new team? What is the team dynamic like transferring from Washington?
Yeah, I think the girls here are really great. I mean, naturally with a new environment and new girls, like there's going to be highs and lows, but we've worked a lot on our culture and just team building on and off the field. And it's just really great to see like the amazing relationships and bonds that we've created so far. Like I can already call some of these girls my sisters, and like it's just really nice being able to already get to know them and stuff like that. So yeah.
I love how close y'all are. And there is 8 transfers. How have you taken on a leadership role? Do you feel like you have taken on a leadership role, trying to get everyone accustomed? I know it's not easy fitting into a new place, so I'm sure it's nice having people like you to help.
Yes, I mean, like she said, like we're a family, we're all sisters, so when you have these girls coming in that are so easy to get along with and easy to play with, it makes our job as returners and leaders much easier as well.
And then I was wondering, what made you choose OU as your next home with the team and the coaching staff?
Yeah, I think just going on my official visit, it checked off all the boxes, whether that be the amazing coaching staff who cares for the girls, like not just as players on the field, but as human beings, the facilities, the support staff, and just all the resources the University of Oklahoma has to provide to the students and to athletes is just really great. And just like the training format and everything, just knowing that I can develop during this winter and spring season to prepare for like my last year, my senior year, was something really big for me.
Do you believe you've already seen development just from this spring so far?
Yes, for sure. Just with the games, the amount of games we played, there's just been so much improvement and just how much we've grown as a team so far, so yeah.
And then with your senior year coming up, how are you expecting for this next season to go for y'all for individual goals that you're planning on?
I think it's going to go great. I mean, so far this spring we've already seen so much improvement, and we have a couple more girls coming in the fall or summer that are going to fit right in, I think. So I think for us, the main goal is obviously making it to the SEC tournament. We want to make our mark in the SEC and just do the best we can. So.
You guys make your mark. Riley, what about you?
Yeah, for me, I mean, our head coach, he speaks really highly of us. I mean, he tells us pretty much every week how special of a group we are, and that's because of the amazing players that he's kept and brought in. And we've just set a lot of goals for ourselves, not just in the conference, but our first game, our exhibition matches, our preseason matches, and then going into the conference, and then NCAA playoffs. So we just set a high standard for ourselves and really looking forward to next season.
Well, I'm excited for both of you, and thank you so much for joining us on Sooner Sports Pad tonight.
Thanks, Hadley, Riley, and Brooke. I love how close y'all already are, and look forward to watching the team next season. Britton, how long do you think you would last out on the pitch?
Hey, I played soccer in high school for a season, so I can confidently say that I'm only going to last about 3 minutes out there on the pitch. But we've talked a ton of OU sports so far, but when we come back, we have even more Sooner sports coming at you right after the break, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. Hope you're not too tired of Britton and I yapping away, because we got a rally. OU men's and women's tennis had some big conference matchups this weekend, so let's get right into it. On the men's side, OU hosted LSU on Saturday afternoon for the Sooners' last home match of the season. OU dropped the doubles point, but it didn't faze the guys in crimson and cream. They went on to win all 6 of the singles matches, ending the match with a 6-1 win. Now the Sooners play Kentucky on the road Thursday.
And over on the women's side, they went down to the Bayou for a top 10 matchup. The 8th-ranked Sooners lost all 3 of the doubles matches to the 10th-ranked Tigers, but battled back to take 4 of the 6 singles, winning the meet 4-1, the 4th top 10 win for the Sooners this season.
In other news, we're taking you back to the ballpark to meet one Sooner commit who's keeping his talents right here in the Sooner State. Sooner Sports Pad reporter Chris Holman talked to Josiah Kemp about what it means to play for the Crimson and Cream.
Westmore, home of the Jaguars, and 2026 OU baseball commit Josiah Kemp, who's the nephew of former MLB star Matt Kemp. So it's safe to say that his love for the game runs in his DNA.
I think it started whenever I was very young. My uncle was playing in the league, and every day or anytime I could go on vacation, I'd go and watch his games, and it it brought like a love for the sport, and I think that's why I really played the sport today.
Watching his uncle play not only instilled his love for America's pastime, but also helped shape him into who he is today.
Josiah is very passionate about baseball. He's a leader by example, and he's one of the cooler things about him is, you know, he has a lot of skill, but his humility is pretty cool to see in a guy and a player of his caliber.
The University of Oklahoma hasn't won a national championship in over 30 years, something the Jaguars did just this past season. That's something that Josiah says he wants to carry over with him in his journey to OU.
I think, you know, just carrying the same traits that we did to win the state championship, we did a lot of like wisdom talk, and I like that. I can, you know, refer that to Skip. I mean, I think a lot of those talks that we had behind closed doors where nobody saw or videos or nothing, I think that really helped us and shaped us to where we got to be a state championship. And I think that can really help with the national championship as well, because the mental side is the biggest part of the game.
Reporting from Westmore High School, Chris Holman, Sooner Sports Pad.
Thanks, Chris. Last week, Britton won the face-off competition. Kind of ran away with those audience cheer levels, if you will. Will Brooke be able to come back this week? Stick around to find out. Next up is face-off. Yeah! Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. It's now time for my favorite part of the show, face-off. You know the drill. Britton and Brooke are going to debate all things Sooner sports, and our audience will decide a winner. So let's get into it. Britton, which Sooner squad is your team of the week?
Well, the obvious choice is women's gymnastics because they just won their 15th straight NCAA regional up in Seattle over the weekend, and that will advance the Sooners to their 21st straight NCAA championship. OU scored 198.45 points to beat Auburn, Missouri, and Arizona in the regional final, all by over a full point.
OU men's gymnastics took no chances in giving the competition an advantage at the MPSF Championship Saturday. 6 of the Sooners earned MPSF All-Conference awards, leading the team to the program's 20th victory at the championship and first win since 2021. The Sooners now prepare for the NCAA Championship. Beat that, Britton.
Okay, gymnastics getting all the love. Now I want to hear your women's MVP. Are we still keeping things with KJ Kindler's squad? I heard there were several 10s this weekend.
My MVP is OU women's gymnastics Faith Torres. The junior earned 4 individual titles at the Seattle Regional Final, including titles in the all-around, bars, beam, and floor. Check out this floor routine. A perfect routine led to a perfect score, marking Faith's second 10 of the weekend.
Brooke, you know what's better than 2 perfect 10s? 3 perfect 10s. So the women's MVP has to be Jordan Bowers. She scored 10s on the vault, the bars, and the floor in the Seattle Regional Final. Her second time she's had 3 10s in a single meet. And Jordan Bowers is only the second athlete in the NCAA this season to score a 39.9 or better in the all-around.
Hey, a perfect 10's a perfect 10, but 3 of them in one night? Well, now let's throw it over to the men's side of things. Which Sooner guy deserves to be your MVP for this week?
Well, clearly, the MVP for the men's this week is men's basketball head coach Porter Mosier. The college basketball season officially ended last night, but Mosier has already been working in the transfer portal, securing 2 transfers this week with 6'9" Tay Davis coming in from Notre Dame and sharpshooter Nigel Pack coming in from Miami.
I'm going to stick with gymnastics. Like Fuzzy Bena stuck this landing, the Sooner was named to the MPSF All-Conference team after earning 3 All-MPSF accolades, that's a tongue twister, at the championship meet. With the standout performance on the floor, the parallel bars, and the high bar. Fuzzy is someone to look out for at the NCAA championship.
Yeah, not the season a lot of Sooner fans were hoping for with the men's basketball team, but Porter Mosier is making moves to turn things around. Now looking towards the future, what do Sooner fans need to look out for?
The spring game is no more, but it's party time at Owen Field. The Crimson Combine takes place Saturday at 1 p.m. After watching Combine-style drills, fans can take to the field to meet their favorite players at Party in the Palace. You can't beat Oklahoma football, Britton.
Well, anytime that Oklahoma and Oklahoma State get together, it's must-see TV. So I'm watching Bedlam softball this week. The Sooners and Pokes will meet up Wednesday night in Oklahoma City at Devon Park on ESPN2. Maybe this could be a preview of what we'll see in Oklahoma City later this season.
Okay, it's now time to choose a winner. If you think Brooke was the winner this week, let me hear it. You think the winner is Britain?
Let's go, Britain! That's my guy. Woo!
Okay, I'm thinking this week's winner is Brooke. Little comeback win, revenge tour for Brooke this week. Now that's all we have from Sooner Sports Pad. From Brooke Griggs, Britton Ross, I'm Abby Williams. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Good night.